Gucci. All right. Aisha.
Yes, hi.
شلونك؟
تمام الحمد
مساوية.
لله الحمد لله. How are you?
I'm so happy you finally made it.
Thank you.
Welcome
It's
to
been
H&F Over Coffee,
months.
girl.
It's been months, right?
Yes, months and years and whatnot.
7 years we said, yeah.
Yeah, 7 years. It's been a while.
It has.
Like 2 babies later.
Yeah, oh god.
you know? But yeah,
It's
how have you
challenge.
been?
I've been good.
Where are you at, like, in your headspace?
Right now,
Yeah.
I feel like that's how I feel like.
Yeah?
It's nothing.
Yeah, just stillness, emptiness.
Because of like when we were setting up, the
Mm.
I feel like I used to be so loud,
Yeah.
and now I'm not.
But you can be a bit louder so that
Oh,
everybody
really?
can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, go for it.
Really?
Yes.
Like, should
You
I
can go
whisper?
for it. No, don't whisper. Like,
Okay.
just talk normally. You'll be all right.
Okay, cool.
So, Aisha,
Mm-hmm.
now one of the, like, I've known you for a quiet girl, like, quite some time,
Yeah.
right? And
It'll be a decade soon.
Oh yeah, that's
right?
true.
Like a couple of years, it'll be a
Yeah,
decade.
yeah. We should celebrate that.
Yeah.
But one of the main reasons why I wanted you specifically to be here was how much, like, amazing things you've done and the impact that you've had in this community.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. And with your new and, like, sort of new, your new baby and upcoming, like, rising, beautiful space that you've opened, sequences, it's had such a great impact on many people. And it's like the new trend in town kind of thing.
I hope so. Well, I don't want it to be a trend. I
Yeah.
want people to understand that this is something that they should have, like breathing, like having a sip of water.
Yeah.
It's something that adds to your
Consistent
daily life.
Yeah.
It's not something, and it shouldn't be exhausting.
Exactly.
It's
And
something.
I love what you did with it because, like, everything that you have and the specific, I would say, again, I'm gonna let you, like, explain the whole story behind it and everything like that, but from an outsider point of view kind of thing, like, I love how you made it seem like a mellow space where you have your yoga, you have your bar, you have your physiotherapy, you have this and that. Everything is so chill and relaxed. Like, it's somewhere that I go to catch my breath
Yes.
in a busy, crazy day.
Yeah.
And apart
It's
from, like,
recovery.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, it's a safe space.
Yes.
I call it.
Yes.
And but taking it back a few steps. Like, I want to know, who is Aisha?
Okay.
And how did you get here?
Okay.
And what is, like, I want to know your journey. I want people to know it. I personally know it and I love it, and that's why I want more people to know about it. And what is the story behind sequences, basically?
Okay. So
Floor is
first,
yours.
first myself, and then
Yes,
sequences?
exactly. You are a priority
Okay.
because your story matters. You are, the whole brains behind it.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm gonna start giggling. Okay, so, all right, my name's Aisha Ibrahim Al-Khaldi, and I'm half Qatari and half Nicaraguan, so I'm a rare mix. And
People always ask me, like, what's that second part? And I always forget.
Nicaragua,
That's Nicaraguan.
yeah,
Okay.
which is in Central America.
Okay.
So that little waste between the two Americas.
Yes, yeah.
There. My
Excellent.
mom's from there. So
Okay.
I was born in San Francisco, but I was raised in Qatar.
Okay.
But almost every summer I was in California, so that's where the wellness influence, I feel,
Okay.
has been imprinted on me.
Amazing.
Because, like, people do yoga there like drinking water. Like I said, it's like it's part of what you do there.
Yeah.
And meditation, meditation is part of their everyday life, but I got into it maybe when life got chaotic.
Okay.
So I guess that's how it balanced out.
Very nice.
And I've been doing yoga since I was 13, and it was just it's something we do.
Yeah.
Californians, that's what they do. They
Yeah.
do yoga.
And how did that
On the
blend, like, because you would go to San Fran and you would live that life, but then you come back here and that would be completely different, especially back in the day. You
Yeah,
know how
90s.
Qatar was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was here since 1996.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, cool.
So it's been a while.
Yeah,
27 years.
Okay,
and
so then you
counting.
you see the change that's
Exactly.
happened.
Exactly. Which is why
Like, women didn't drive.
Nothing, girl.
Women didn't drive.
Nothing.
That
Yeah.
alone is just like, what?
Yeah.
Now I think more women drive than men now. 'Cause
Yeah.
men,
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Because you got
it's-
mommies running around all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So,
Yeah. So how did you, like, kind of balance that out? Would you, like, kind of?
there was no balance. It was just a cutoff.
Okay.
It's like,
gotcha.
okay, it was weird because when you live in the States
Mhm.
and then you come back here and you live a different life. So,
Mm.
like, I'd understand
Like a double life.
I understand what superheroes do when they have
Okay.
to cut off,
Yeah.
be a normal person and then be a superhero. Like, it's
Love
the same.
that.
It's the same thing. If
Yeah.
you go there, you do your thing, or you explore
Mm-hmm.
becoming yourself,
Yeah.
and then you come and you do what you got to do.
Okay.
So coming back to Qatar, I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
Community, school, family, obligation. That's what it was. And then
Yeah.
summer was really summer.
Amazing.
I can be whatever I want to be. I want to do whatever I want to do. It was more relaxing.
Okay.
So it's not just a summer break. It's okay. I get to be myself now.
Yeah.
So here is that. It's not. I can't even say it's a double standard. It's just the way it
Just
was.
two different lives,
Two
and
different
two
worlds.
different communities, two different, completely different cultures.
Yeah.
Like we were still catching up here. Like we
Mhm.
didn't even have like maybe we had. I don't know
We
if you
have cable. We
Yeah.
didn't even have cable.
Yeah,
Because I noticed that was one of
Wait,
the
what
things.
year?
Like, oh, we go to
what
cable.
year did you come here?
Okay, so we lived in the 80s. We lived in the UAE,
Okay.
and then we moved here in 1990.
Okay, so yeah, you
Yeah.
were here, just 6 years before me.
Yeah.
Which just it was kind of more or less the
Still the
same.
same,
I mean, we
yeah.
had the mall, the Sheraton, maybe Marriott was there as well,
Yeah,
and then the Corniche. That was a hangout place.
yeah.
And then because like
And then the compounds, like in Masila,
exactly.
Falcon Club.
Exact. So Falcon Club, I was
Yeah.
just gonna say, Falcon Club was the hangout
Yeah,
space,
yeah,
because
yeah.
especially for people whose parents worked in QE, which was maybe like I don't know at that time half the
QP.
country.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and it was QP that back then, and that was the best place, like because it had everything. The kids were running around. There was swimming pool. There was a squash.
There's
There
the
was
bowling.
yes, the
Yeah.
bowling, the cinema, the this and that, and it was like
And the gym.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that was the one of the very few places that had the gym.
Mhm.
So did you like kind of balance out what you were doing in San Fran? Again, it was more like yoga you were doing there, but
Yeah.
would you like talk about it and bring it to people here as well back then? Would it be a thing that they'd ask you
well,
like,
What's funny is that I discovered yoga here at the Falcon Club,
oh,
at the gym.
what?
There was an Indian lady that used to work out, and then she'd stretch. So I asked her, "What are you doing?"
Okay.
And then once she was doing hatha yoga.
Okay.
So she took me through a sequence that she does. I just stretched with her, but I didn't understand. She didn't explain anything. So it was like, you want to stretch? Stretch. Okay. So we stretched together. That's it. And then when I started asking,
Okay.
when I go back to California, that's when I discovered yoga.
Oh,
And that's when I started
wow.
noticing, okay, so this is what everyone's doing on the beach or in
Yeah.
the parks.
Okay,
Or,
gotcha.
or in between breaks, or just, it was just so random. You know, like when something, you pay attention and then you notice that you're surrounded
yes,
by
and
it.
it's like everywhere suddenly. Yeah,
Yeah.
because your mind now, it's in your head as something that is highlighted. You can label
Yeah.
it as something, but
Yeah.
before it was just like people, I don't know, exercising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just look, you don't look.
Yeah,
You don't look.
yeah. It doesn't catch your attention. It's like when you want to buy a car, like a specific car, and
Yeah.
suddenly
It's
everybody has
everywhere.
it.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so you went down to kind of practice that since you were 13, and then what did you do from there?
Then it was just my normal practice, my home practice. I always
Okay.
trained at home,
Yeah.
and it was my own self practice.
Yeah.
And then when
And did
I
it
was in-
change like throughout changes of your life, like how you went through from even being like a single person to marriage to being a mother to all of that? Did you feel your practice was changing throughout that time?
and it's consistency, yes.
Okay.
Because it's way easier when you're single.
Yeah.
Because you have your own time,
Your
and
time,
you're
yeah.
you're spending more time focusing on yourself
Mm.
instead of focusing on a partnership or a team or
Yeah.
I want to say an establishment, but it's kind of like an establishment, a marriage, because
Okay.
you each have a role.
Mm-hmm.
You have to bring to the table. It's not what you take.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, that's my mindset. It's what I'm giving, not what I'm
Mm.
taking.
yeah.
Because you don't need to worry about that. If you're giving as much as you can, you'll receive somehow.
Yeah. Exactly.
So what changed about that is, first of all, my husband's a runner. He's not a yogi.
Okay.
He has nothing to
Amazing.
do with yoga.
Mhm.
The only yoga he does is Shavasana.
Really?
He's like, this is
And
pose
I'm out.
made for me. This pose was made for me. So
Yeah.
or breathing.
Okay. Did
So-
you ever try to lure him into the other side of yoga?
He's
Or he's,
watched
like,
me, but
very-
he just continued watching. He
Okay.
just never stepped in.
Like, I like watching you, but not doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you never
Good
managed
luck.
to convince him to come to the other side. Okay.
I mean, he
Because
says
for runners, it's really good. I mean, for everybody. Like, everybody. I mean, again, there are so many different types of yoga, but specific types of yoga are really important for everyone to just, like, get into.
Well, now you know, right?
Yeah,
You do the
exactly.
teacher
Now I know a
training.
lot
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's like the journey through it all, and I don't know if you felt the same, like once you started getting into the teacher training as well, it's the intention that you start with and completely being clueless and not knowing like what you're stepping into, and having that, you know, preconceived notion that yoga is a specific thing or should look a specific way. But as you go through it and learn more about it, you end up feeling like, wait, okay, so there is no box that we put it in, like there is no label that we need to put it on, and you don't need to do these specific like yoga moves that they do on Instagram to be able to do yoga, enjoy yoga, practice it. And you know, you don't need to be so flexible, because that's where like I stepped out of my comfort zone when I first, you know, decided on doing the yoga teacher training. It was completely out of my comfort zone, and I was like, okay, I'm not flexible. Like I lost my flexibility a long time ago, right? And it's not, I needed to work on it consistently. And one of the reasons why I hopped into that as well is that I needed to work on it consistently to be able to even do better, even in my other kinds of training, you know, to even function better as a human and to grow older in a much healthier way, to make sure my joints, my muscles, everything is like relaxed and, you know, healthy, you know.
But it's interesting that you say that, because most people that start yoga, like when I started my teacher training, I got more involved in the practice in terms of, oh, I need to achieve this and I need to achieve this. It became stricter for me.
Oh, wow.
So that's interesting that it was a different twist for the way you approached it.
Yeah.
And I don't think people know this, but Sahar and I have been together, and we met through our PT. We did our fitness instructor training. Teacher training. And then we did our PT together, so I know how stiff she is.
Yes, exactly. I can be pretty tight.
You know, and I'm completely the opposite. I need stiffness in my life, because I've been flexible since I hit puberty. So you know, like,
would you call yourself like hypermobile? Are you hypermobile in a way?
I used to be.
Okay.
But it's something I worked on.
Okay.
In my 20s.
Which is what yoga helps doing, like help.
Well,
like,
it depends. If
like
someone tells
controlling,
you.
I would say, yeah.
Like I was lucky enough to have a good teacher to tell me that, by the way, watch your elbows, watch your knees. You're hypermobile.
Yeah.
If they didn't pay attention to that, I wouldn't have even known. I would have kept getting deeper into the hypermobility.
Yeah.
So. And I've done gymnastics also.
Yeah.
So
me too.
it does that.
Yeah.
It does that to your
And that's
body.
what I was saying, like I lost my flexibility a long time ago when I stopped doing gymnastics. You know? Like I just, because I got more into the rougher, I would say, kind of training, and more towards like running, basketball, squash, you know.
I've tried squash, my God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put someone in torture in a small
Exactly.
area.
Exactly, and that was my main focus. Like I was, at some point, I reached like the federation level where I was going to represent Qatar. Yeah, so that
Amazing.
was, I know, that was a whole other, that's another story for another day. But basically that was the kind of, go for it. And that's the kind of training that I was doing, you know, like there was no focus on my actual training, like building even my muscles, like I didn't have a proper like instructor and mentor that was taking care of my actual fitness, you know, like that I should have muscles, I should be able to move and all those, like I was just doing training for squash and squash only, but I didn't have an instructor telling me what I need to do outside of that, you know, which is, to me, was like, why didn't anyone tell me? Like I only found out later.
No one was
you know?
there.
Yeah.
You know, this is the thing. Like this is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, but they don't have the experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're all starting, or they all think they know better. But I think it's it's constant educating yourself and monitoring people. You need to watch people.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you want to learn how to train a body or how to work with the body, you have to keep looking at bodies, different types of bodies, not the same type of body that looks like, dresses like, acts like the same.
Yeah.
What are you learning from that?
Exactly.
You actually, if your best client or your best body would be someone that's been injured, someone that's been through trauma, someone who has maybe flat feet, who walk a different way. They have so much experience in their bodies that they probably don't know about, that you don't have, but you can adjust.
Exactly.
Or you can work with.
Yeah.
So,
and you yourself become a lot more well-rounded once you work with people like this, because let's say like with certain like people, I would say you wouldn't work with them until you have the experience. Like you can't test it on them, right?
Yeah, like scoliosis. That happened to me with scoliosis.
Okay.
People who had scoliosis.
Oh yeah? And how did you like handle it?
Well, the first client that came to me, she had an accident. She had screws in her spine, and she shared her X-rays with me. And the doctor recommended yoga.
Amazing.
So I told her, I was like, listen, I need the reports, and I need to know exactly what type of surgery, so I can educate myself, because I admit it, I have never dealt with anyone like your body. I have never dealt with a body like yours. So if I'm going to create a sequence or a practice for you, or a way to heal or strengthen what you need to strengthen in your spine, I need to understand it first.
100%. I need to know the do's and don'ts.
And this is how slowly with the way I was teaching, this is how I came up with the sequences.
Yeah.
So it was more like, okay, so Ashtanga, I've been introduced to Ashtanga.
Okay.
When I did my first teacher training was Ashtanga.
Okay.
And it's the same sequence over and over and over again.
Okay.
So from that, I understand that, okay, if each body is different, then we have to customize a sequence for each type of body. And then they have to keep on doing it again and again and again, because that's what they're focusing. Yeah. Because that's how that's how you trigger or you stimulate the nervous system, and that's how then the fascia network works. To your benefit, so that you can adjust.
You get that mind-body connection, and it flows after
and to
that.
benefit whatever you're trying to heal
100%.
or adjust in your body. So then, after that, you then do like a body analysis, a check, a self-check, because maybe your body's dealing with something else. Because our bodies don't stay the same.
Exactly.
And if they do, it's scary. Because that means you're dead.
Gone.
You're done. But a lot of people don't realize that their bodies are going through changes, and they're just not. The body awareness is not there.
Exactly.
This is what I wanted to do with sequences, is that I want to empower people. I want to build body awareness. I want people to humble themselves and to realize.
That's a big one. Like, particularly humbling yourself, even as an athlete.
Especially as an athlete.
Especially, because the ego is up there. And you don't know, like, you feel like because you're an athlete, that's it. Like, I got this. I know what I'm doing. Don't worry about it. Like, this and that. But it's like, but there's so much that you need to learn and educate yourself with in order to become full.
That's what trainers tell them, though, right? We brainwash them.
Exactly.
You got this. You can do
like
this.
You know how to do anything. You can do everything. It's like, you can, but you still need to humble yourself that there are aspects and certain areas that you still need to work on. There's always space for improvement. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And you shouldn't seek perfection, and that's what yoga taught me too, is to, even if my body can do specific things to a certain level, I'm trying to get people to humble themselves, to get real with themselves, and to take responsibility for themselves. Because what's happening around, and not just in Qatar, but a lot of places, is that you go somewhere and they tell you, okay, you're going to achieve this if you do this. That's it. And I'm like, aren't you going to ask what I've been through? Or like how old I am? Like do you have kids? Do you have surgeries? Like, how are you going to recommend?
The quick fix, like just do this. The formula, if you do this, everything's good. So
it's like the diets that they give out, like, to people,
and they work.
And they don't ask.
It's not like they don't work. They do work. I do understand that they work. They're just not sustainable.
Exactly.
It's not something you can live the rest of your life with.
100%.
So I got tired of that, and then I think, okay, before I had children, I knew I wanted to open a yoga studio. I've always wanted to open a yoga studio. But then I realized a yoga studio I can't pay the rent with just yoga. In Doha, I can't pay the rent. And so I was teaching in all the hotels and all the spas, and I was doing privates. But then I realized I want to do something for myself, but I don't find the right space. And then I stopped teaching group classes just because I was busy with my career. I used to work in marketing. And what happened was I needed to educate myself about how I could make a yoga studio, but that could make money. And then somehow I met my friend Aisha, and she is a medical consultant.
Oh wow.
So she sets up hospitals, she strategizes for the staff, for the operations, and it was like magic.
You had the best advisor.
And the thing is, we were friends before I knew that. about
Oh, wow.
her, which is weird because
Yeah.
she's also the one who provides the beads at sequences.
Really?
Iris
Really?
jewelry,
Okay.
Iris 108 jewelry.
Yeah.
So that's her passion project. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
what we focused on. So
Yeah.
I never asked her like, what did you used to do?
Yeah.
And then she told me, she's like, I'm a medical consultant. I was like, okay,
I
it's a
got you,
sign.
girl. Yeah.
It's a
exactly.
sign.
It's like I have the right people around me, but I just
Right?
never knew.
Yeah. So we spoke.
Mhm.
I told her what I want to do, and she told me about how the wellness sector is changing around the
Mhm.
world, and that now they're incorporating functional medicine, physiotherapy,
The
Far East
holistic
medicine,
approach,
the holistic
basically.
approach,
Yeah.
which is exactly what I want. Because I
Mhm.
told her I love yoga, I love Ayurvedic medicine.
Mhm.
I somehow want to do something with this. I
Yeah.
don't know what to do. So basically, she helped me structure and strategize to create sequences.
Really?
So, and then because of the way I do my teacher the teacher trainings that I was doing, like I
Okay.
did Ashtanga first, and then I did embodiment yoga, and then in embodiment yoga they teach you how to sequence your sequence
Mm.
per body.
Interesting.
Yeah, so like,
Okay.
which was interesting because
And where did you do that?
the embodiment
Yeah.
online,
Okay.
because it was COVID time.
Oh yeah. Okay.
COVID-
Gotcha.
COVID
Yeah.
time.
Rona.
Okay. But before that, I did my Ashtanga, my 500 hour, because I did
Yeah.
my 200 hour with Yama
Okay.
Yoga with
Yeah.
Valerie,
Mhm.
and then I did my 500 hours
Mhm.
in Goa
Okay.
with Julie Martin, and
In
she
Goa?
was it's awesome.
Oh, you went to the source.
3 months of just
Wow.
yoga
Yeah.
and discipline.
Transformation. I
That's
bet.
when I started meditating,
Oh, beautiful.
because they teach you how to meditate in a room filled with mosquitoes, and
like
they're
talk about
eating at
meditation
you.
at another
They're,
level.
you know,
Yeah.
they're eating at you because you're new blood in India.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
And
and
some
you-
of us attract it more than others.
I think I do.
Ask me about it.
I think I do, yeah.
I think we.
But they get sick of you after 2 weeks
Oh yeah.
or 10
Okay.
days. They get sick of it.
Okay,
Okay,
that's good to
moving on.
know.
Yeah. So what happened was, I could only meditate for 5 to minutes.
5
Now-
minutes actually not bad for a beginner. But by then you were already doing 500, so I guess you would have.
This was what I thought meditation was, 5 or 10 minutes, because that's what they put it on all the
Yeah,
apps,
yeah.
or this is what they do, just 5 or 10 minutes.
Because they want it to be like practical for everybody to do.
But they
Yeah.
don't tell you that you can actually build up to an hour and a
Yeah,
half,
yeah.
which is what you do in India.
Exactly.
The minimum is 45 minutes.
Yeah.
The minimum.
45 minutes.
Minimum is 45 minutes with mosquitoes eating you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was a different approach. Like it was amazing. Like the feeling.
Yeah.
At one point, you feel like you're there, but you're not.
Oh wow.
It's weird because
It's like an out of body experience.
exactly. It's you just be.
Yeah.
You know. I don't know how. Like you have to experience it. It's amazing, and to be
I would
able
feel
to
like a monk. What monks feel, I guess.
Right?
Because
I
they
don't
go,
know.
they meditate like all day, I guess. Right.
But to be able to meditate all day,
45
that's
minutes?
probably a different
I can't
level.
sit still for that long.
No,
you know?
I can do an hour, nothing.
Really?
Nothing, because now.
So you still practice it till now?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And now I've discovered sound therapy.
Mm-hmm.
So when I do sound therapy, if I do a private session,
Mm-hmm.
the sound therapist noticed, she's like, you don't move at all. For a whole hour, sometimes
Yeah.
an hour and a half, you are just still.
Yeah.
She's like, sometimes I have to check, are you breathing? Like,
Yeah.
that's how
You
still
fall
I
asleep?
am.
Where are you at?
Yeah. Oh, I do fall asleep. I eventually fall
Oh,
asleep.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels so good.
Oh,
I'm hooked to
amazing.
sound therapy now.
Yeah.
So, what were we saying? Yeah. So, Julie Martin, I did my 500 hours with her, okay?
Mhm.
10 years later,
Yeah.
I do embodiment yoga. So, I've seen
Okay.
with her.
Yeah.
So, I saw how she has evolved, how she's grown, how
Mm.
she's changed.
Yeah.
And she's in her early 50s. I'm in my early 40s.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see how she's taking yoga. Like she did the Ashtanga, and she used to
Okay.
be a dancer too.
A dancer.
Yeah, so she started out with being a dancer, and then she
Okay.
discovered yoga,
Mhm.
and then like just watching her evolve.
Yeah.
It's like if people really watch what she's doing, she's proving that you need to adjust your practice according to what works for your body, which is creating a sequence.
100%.
So this is how, like, she was so happy when I told her that I named it sequences. She was like, perfect, you know,
Yeah.
because it's what we do.
Yeah.
So I did my level 1 with her, my level 2.
So that's the story behind the name.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So what you do is you come in,
Mm-hmm.
you sit with the physiotherapist, we do a free body analysis,
Okay.
and then from your whatever your body is dealing with at that time,
Uh-huh.
we create a wellness sequence for you.
Okay.
So basically, do you need physiotherapy? If you do,
Mhm.
how many sessions?
Mhm.
And then how do we move on to get you into the group classes?
Okay.
Or if you're not comfortable being in a group, we have a private room. We can do
Mm.
private sessions.
Mm.
You pay more, but you get more attention and
Yes,
more time.
exactly.
But we want you to understand what you're working with and
Mhm.
how to manage it, because you're the one who is sitting in your body, so you need to listen to it.
Yeah, you have to understand it.
Yeah,
What's
this
going
is
on?
this, and we're just guiding you to do
Mm.
that. We're not telling you if you do this, you'll get this,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
not true. That
There's
doesn't
no
work.
There are no rules. Like
And that
it's-
doesn't work for people who
Yeah.
have like trauma, people
Mhm.
who have specific, like autism now is a big
Yeah,
deal.
100%.
And I noticed a lot of people have it at a certain level and they don't
Mhm.
even realize.
Really.
And I'm trying to educate myself on that, because a lot of people are coming to us saying, well, can you deal with my daughter? She's autistic. And I'm just like, oh,
That's a new part that
You know?
I haven't tapped into.
Yeah.
And it's something
and
that
it's
opens up-
common.
Yeah.
here.
Mm-hmm.
So we've dealt with a few children, and they do the aerial classes, the hammock classes,
Okay, yeah.
and they actually focus and they interact,
Really?
which is surprising the parents.
Wow.
So it's
Okay.
interesting watching stuff like this. you
Yeah.
know? And I think that, like, I can say I'm very fortunate and blessed, because we opened in June, 1st of June,
Mhm.
and it's been soft opening since. And I'm saying it's soft opening because even though we've activated all the services.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like you're full blown. You're
Well,
you're
to me,
busy.
yeah.
You're all
I
over the
keep it
place.
busy.
now.
Yeah, I keep
yeah.
it busy. But that's the marketing background in me. Like,
Okay.
I know what to do.
Yeah.
But like, to me, you're fully operational and fully launched
Mhm.
when your media is working for you. So like, we're trying to
Okay.
get the website active,
Okay.
online payment active.
Mhm.
So to me, once
That's
those two,
when it's not soft
that's
anymore.
yeah,
Now
that's when
like,
it's
we're hard
officially
on
open.
it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
which is happening soon.
Okay.
So I feel like 2024 is going to be a big deal for sequences,
I
and
bet.
and it's nice because a lot of people are actually asking if I would franchise. Like, I have a lady in Japan that wants to franchise.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm
Wow.
and this was even before I opened.
What?
So
That's
I was
amazing.
like, because the concept is
Because the
simple.
concept itself is beautiful.
Yeah, it's like it's physiotherapy, movement therapy, and massage therapy.
Yeah.
And this is how we create a sequence for you. Like, my sequence before opening sequences was, okay, so once a month
Mhm.
I do a physiotherapy check
Okay.
with my osteopath or physiotherapist,
Okay.
and then I do cupping
Mhm.
once a month or
Mhm.
once every 2 months,
Okay.
and then I'm doing aerial silks. This is alongside my
Your regular training.
practice,
Yeah.
my home
Like
practice,
yoga.
which is half hour.
Okay.
If I can do it daily, I'll do half hour.
Beautiful.
If it's every other day, I'll do an hour or more.
Okay.
Okay, and then I do aerial silks,
Mhm.
which helps with my spine.
Okay.
There's something about silks, and because there's a lot of lifting,
Mhm.
you lift your
So
body
you don't
weight.
put like you take out the pressure from your spine a little
Yeah,
bit.
and it's a lot like in the
alleviate
gym. I could say it's close to the pull-ups,
it. Mhm.
because you're holding
Yeah.
two silks and you're pulling your whole
Yeah.
body up. So there's something that happens with the integrated strength in your torso.
100%.
It comes together.
Yes.
You even walk differently after doing aerials.
Really?
Yeah, you walk with length.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's interesting.
Okay. Now you got
So-
me hooked.
Yeah,
I'm
you should
interested.
try it. So I would do that 3 times a week,
Mhm.
and then I would do sound therapy once a week.
Oh, amazing. So you
Okay.
have like a specific routine.
So that was my, and I'd have a massage every 10 days, a lymphatic massage every 10 days.
Why every 10 days?
That's what she recommended.
Okay.
She said that's what I
But
needed.
did you feel like everything that you were doing in the routine was like perfectly, I would say, complementing each other and worked for you in a way, like especially like with, let's say, the lymphatic drainage and the cupping and all that. Sometimes I'm skeptical about these two specific things because I really want to do them. And cupping, again, I think cupping is in our religion as well, or in
no,
our culture.
I don't do hijama.
Okay, so cupping is different than hijama.
Yeah, because the hijama, they cut. And
Okay.
and I don't think women need that.
Okay.
And by sunnah, it's for men.
Oh,
It's not by
really?
women. Yeah, I mean, women. I don't know why
Oh, I
women
didn't
started
know
it. We
that.
have our periods, so I don't
Yeah.
understand why women started it.
Interesting. I
But
didn't know
men,
that.
it's sunnah for men because men don't get a period.
Yeah, they need to.
I mean, they
like,
act like it
cleanse their-
sometimes,
yeah.
but they don't get one.
Love that.
But-
sorry, boys. Hashtag sorry, not
Seriously.
sorry.
But seriously,
Facts.
it's true, right?
Yeah.
So, But I do the Asian, the Chinese one with the flame.
Okay.
Not even the suction ones. I don't like those. I've tried all types.
Okay.
I've done hijama.
Yeah.
Didn't really do anything.
Have you done the needling as well? The Chinese
acupuncture?
Yeah. Acupuncture.
I do it with the cupping.
Okay.
It's a process. It takes longer. I see more benefits from the cupping more.
Okay.
I'm actually scheduling cupping this Monday.
Okay.
So,
interesting.
but the needles, it takes longer. It needs more time. Like it takes months to see the difference.
Yeah.
And you have to be very in tune with your body.
Interesting.
So
but cupping, like you feel the difference a lot faster?
I feel it just because it affects my circulation better. Like I sleep better.
Okay.
My digestion is better. I don't get headaches.
Okay. So you have more clarity and less brain fogs and stuff.
It's not the brain fogs. It's when you feel a pressure headache. It's not painful, but it's pressure because you have so much going on.
Yeah.
You have to do a lot of stuff, so you feel like there's something tight wrapped around your head.
Yeah.
So I stopped getting those.
Okay.
Those type of headaches.
Interesting.
So I really love cupping. And the sound therapy would help me switch off.
Okay.
Because I was doing so much. The one thing that I miss is training.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, like, do you lift? Do you?
I haven't lifted since April. I think April or Feb maybe.
Yeah, this is where I come in and be like, girl, you have to.
I know. I need to get back into it.
Definitely.
I want to say year 2024 is going to be, but once I say that means I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, so I'm not going to say it. And let's think it and act on it. Yeah.
Because I want to at least get back into 3 times a week. I used to train 5 times a week.
Yeah, wow. So, I mean, starting with 3 times would be perfect. And then just scale up to it because you're already doing so much.
Yeah.
So you want, again, we were talking about consistency and for something to be sustainable. So 3 times would be perfect.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the more the merrier at this point.
Yeah.
You're already doing so many complementary things like yoga and this and that. So your body's already going through a lot, you know. But just 3 times is perfect. I mean, it's very doable to even feel and, you know, savor the change, you know, in your body. So hop on over. Come back to the other side. It is greener. It is definitely greener. And it does give you all those same feelings.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you know, like, you're a PT yourself. And I always tell people, because they always, like, for beginners especially, they always wonder, and I love that you touched on so many different areas and things that people can do, and you do yourself. You kind of pick and choose what works for you once you know your body, but you only knew that once you actually like did trial and error, right? You kind of went around and just found out what you like to do. What can you be consistent with, you know? What works with you? If you have an injury, if you have a specific anything like a disc, or you have autism, whatever it is, you need to know what works for your body. So a lot of people fall in the trap of just following somebody else's lead and doing exactly what these people are doing and thinking
it's because they don't want to take responsibility.
Exactly. Or they just don't know better, you know, like they get so overwhelmed with everything that's out there. They're like, oh, this person looks so good. I'm sure they're doing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And everything they're doing, I'm going to copy it to the T. And
well, that's what they used to tell us in PT, remember?
Yeah.
They'd be like, your CV is your body.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, but what if I'm genetically not built to pleasing to the eye?
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of, like, when I heard that, I was like, ouch.
Body image, like, so many, like, wrong things about that. And I think with time, that is starting to change, but it's not fully there yet. Like, I feel like some people pick their PT still, like, based on their body, you know, which I understand, like, if you don't know better, but this is the 21st century. You have to know better. Like, educate yourself as to what is it that it means to be healthy, you know? Because a lot of those people that sometimes are looking a specific way, sometimes they're very unhealthy. Like, I see how, you know, they're going through a lot mentally as well. Because being healthy to me is being well-rounded in terms of, like, physical, gut, and mental. If you don't have these 3, like, taken care of, and I'm not saying you have to be on point with them, but if you're not taking care of all 3 together, then there's something wrong. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the people that think that you're body fat and you need to be shredded all year round, like, that is very unhealthy, like, in my opinion. It's not something sustainable. And is it really something that you want to go through? Do you want to put your body through, like a very harsh diet where basically, like, you're going through brain fogs, you're going through deficiencies, you're going through all that just to be shredded? I mean, again, like if you're going for competitions and stuff that I don't know what
You're
they're
a
called,
model,
like like a fitness model, whatever. I kind of get it, but even these people go through seasons because at a certain point they still need to eat. More. Their body can't sustain. Like they need to do so much more for them to keep going. People need to kind of find out what really works for them and for their bodies, and not follow specific people. And that even the people who are shredded all year round, this is not what people should aim for, right? Because again, you want to do something that is sustainable for you in your life. Whatever works for you, find out what that is by trial and error, by trying normal functional training, try powerlifting, but don't start with that obviously, but functional training, build up to it. So exactly, and accept and be humble enough to know that there's so much out there that you don't know about yet, and you will get to know it once you put yourself in it, and don't feel intimidated by those who are already out, like doing 20s, 30s, whatever it is. And
what is it?
Like kilos.
Oh, I'm like
20, 30s, like what do you do with that?
30 minutes?
Like no, like as in weight.
It's actually good.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
So
in the
like,
yoga world, people just, they come in and sorry.
It's okay.
I don't even know who this is.
Now.
Okay. I don't know
Not
why.
even an unknown
I
number.
know, like, okay, I don't know why I said, anyways.
Yeah, okay.
So, like, people walk in and like, okay, so they've never done yoga.
Okay.
Can you teach us how to handstand?
For real.
And I'm like, okay, first of all, why
Yeah.
do you want to learn? If it's so you could take a picture, tell me, we'll do it now, and then you can move on.
Exactly.
Okay? But why? Is it the rush you get? A lot of people don't understand that the hands were not designed to bear the weight of the body.
100%.
So why would you do that?
Yeah.
But it's a trend. It's a habit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like people want to be on their hands. I don't understand.
They want to
why.
take an Insta picture. They want to be able to do it because they see yogis do it and they look cool.
But even yogis, like it's not. It's
Even
not.
a lot of yogis can't do a handstand. Like,
But it's
and
not
that's
even.
okay.
It's not even a yogic way. The way they're doing the handstand,
exactly.
because when a yogi does it, they're doing it effortlessly because they built up to it. The body doesn't strain. You don't clench in.
Yeah.
You don't clench in your body the way, and then you lift your legs, and you can tell the body straining itself.
Yeah.
They do it effortlessly. Like how when kids do cartwheels.
Yeah.
They do it in a way that it's fun because they
Exactly.
built up to it.
Yeah.
They haven't just jumped into it, which looks like this is what it looks like right now. So. Sorry about the ringing, by the way. I don't know how to turn it off.
That's all right.
No. Okay.
But like going back to like understanding what to do and all that, it's more of, and that's one of the things I guess you would find out by going to sequence is that you would try out different classes.
Yeah,
right?
we have different types of movement therapy. So the movement therapy is basic. It's mobility classes.
Okay.
So we have the yoga, but it's not the fancy yoga.
Okay.
It's not the ones that you're going to put your leg behind your head just because we need to take you a picture of you. No, it's what are you working on now? Do you have knee problems? Do you have flat feet? Did you just have a baby? It's according to what you're going through. It's
more like a recovery therapeutic yoga kind of thing.
We focus on body conditioning, recovery therapy, and increasing your mobility.
Okay.
So like my ideal client would actually be a grandmother.
Okay.
And she wants to spend time with her grandchildren, and she needs to shift from being on the floor to getting up and sitting on the chair and walking, and she does that without pain.
Amazing.
So this is the type of client that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
That she wants to enhance her mobility because she wants to enjoy
To
her
live a
family,
better life.
to live a better life.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
And the character of sequences is based, like when we did when we started narrowing down the personality of if sequences was a person, I did say that it would be my abuelita.
Okay.
Which is my grandmother, my mom's side. And because when you sit with my abuelita, and this is everyone, strangers, family, you get wisdom, you get taken care of, you get fed very well, you get this warm feeling, and this is what I want to show in sequences, and this is what I learned how to treat people from her.
Oh, that's amazing.
I was born on her birthday, so
really?
I'm her gift. She
wow.
calls me. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at you.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you're
I feel
your baby Aloita.
Yeah. So I feel like I have to carry on her energy somehow,
amazing.
and everyone should experience her energy.
Yeah.
So
it flows through you.
Yeah, I'm trying to, and through sequences.
Yeah.
This is what. So when people come, I want them to feel like they're taken care of. I want them to feel like it's a safe space. It's a family-oriented space. A lot of people wonder why I don't do ladies only, and I'm just like, that's not how the world works.
Yeah.
And Doha has become, since you've been here in the 90s, then you know, before we used to mix more comfortably.
Yeah. And
there wasn't the men only, women only, kids away.
Yeah.
Now it's like that.
Yeah, and I love how you mentioned that you bring kids into your space as well, because that is something I think very unique. Not a lot of, I would say, I can count them on my hands, like how many studios allow even kids into their space. And you actually, and it's not like you're letting them in just to play or whatever. No, you're actually, exactly.
And we have a waiting area for them, because
and that too. Yeah, that's amazing. Which is like what every mother is struggling with. Like a lot of the mothers here struggle in town to get fit and work out and get healthy and all that, because they don't know what to do with the kids, or they need to have a nanny, or they need to have this. So you make it like so much easier for them to take care of themselves, because again, whether it is a wellness program for the kids that they're investing in, or it's both the mother and them, or the father as well, like the father, the mother, like you have a whole family program going on.
Even if it's the dad.
Yeah, like the whole family can be taken care of, even if you're a teenager, whatever it is, and I love how like it's so well rounded in a way that it's not like, although I love HID and me, like I'm crazy about the other things too, but I love how so well grounded and rounded like your program is for all generations, because again, like I think we've missed out a lot on the importance of focus on kids. Like, I mean,
well, until you have them. See, I wasn't like this until I had kids.
Okay.
So I realized, even though, which is weird, because I'm certified to do kids yoga.
Really?
Which I got in 2011. So it's even before I even got married.
What got you into that?
I babysit my cousins a lot, and I didn't know what to do with them, and I didn't know how to teach them. So it was interesting. I was like,
and did you feel like it would have to be different, like for kids versus like adults? Okay.
It is. It's a whole workout on its own.
Really?
To keep kids focused.
Oh yeah.
And to keep them all doing the same thing, because there's always a leader in each group that wants to take over. So you have to know how to utilize the leader, because it's a good thing. It's not a challenging thing. It's a good thing, because if there's a leader in there, then you just bring them and tell them, okay, you're going to help me today.
Really?
Teach the class.
Okay.
They appreciate it.
Oh, that's
and then
beautiful.
so teaching kids, it's very challenging. Like I haven't taught kids. I teach my own kids.
Okay. I was gonna say, are they involved?
Oh yeah. They have every Friday we do yoga. And then,
every Friday.
We try during the week, because their schedule is busy too. But every Friday morning we do yoga together.
Okay, that's amazing.
So what happened was when I had my babies, I didn't especially as a first time mom, and I didn't know I was going to be this type of mom, that I could not detach from my baby.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird. Like I would do everything for Abdullah. I would I won't let anyone change him, his diapers, he was wrapped on my body all the time. We did yoga together.
Really?
So
that's beautiful.
it was really hard for me to go anywhere and leave him.
Yeah.
And then I realized there's no spaces. There's nothing.
There's
nothing in Doha.
Yeah, it's very difficult to find any space like that, unless you have like someone like a personal yogi coming over to help you with that.
And even that, if they don't have kids, or if they have kids, depends on the type of personality, they don't want to be around your kid.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I hear you.
It's hard. So that's when I realized, okay, I need somewhere where the kids can be there, and they have an open space, and also at the same time, like if it gets loud, we could always open up the private room. Put the kids there, they could play comfortably. I don't want kids to feel like they're in the way.
Okay.
And this is how I feel kids are being made to feel in Doha. They're always put somewhere, or they're sent off with a nanny somewhere. And I don't want that for my kids. So I don't want people to feel that, and I notice a lot of expats feel that too.
Oh yeah.
When they come here, they don't know what to do with their kids. Their families are not here.
Exactly.
So they can't leave them with their parents or their in-laws. So they need a space where they can bring their kids, and the people at the space respect kids.
Exactly.
Because some see them as people in the way.
Yeah.
And kids sense that.
But
So-
total respect for you, like doing that. I mean, chapeau, honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well done. And I love even the fact that because you're so passionate about it, you're able to, and you're thinking about it from all different aspects. And I love how you have a mission. You're a girl on a mission, you know, and just unstoppable, you know,
Thank
because
you.
you know what you're doing, and you know that it's benefiting people. You know why you're doing it, and like you said, your grandma's or your abuela's, like, you know, energy is in you, and I feel like you're holding it like a responsibility, you know, as well, that you want people to feel that energy. And I personally, like, I haven't been to sequences except once when we did the soft opening,
the pre-opening with Jonah.
Yeah,
Wasn't
with
that
Jonah.
awesome?
That was beautiful.
Oh, God,
that
I
was
can't wait for it
amazing,
to
and it
come
was
back.
outdoors in a perfect weather,
Yeah.
and it was just on point. But I can't wait to visit, and I can't wait for more people to you know, experience what you have. And like I feel like it has so much potential to be something huge. And that's why, like you were saying, like I didn't know, like you had people asking you to franchise it.
I know,
You know?
and
So-
Japan and Turkey.
Yeah, I mean that
And,
says a
and
lot.
Jonah and I are talking too. I was like,
There
you want to
you
open
go.
the sequences in Miami?
Yes. Oh, there you go. He's like, bring it on. So like, I mean, that says a lot, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I mean, and if the world of Japan is asking for it, girl, that means you got something
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And so I definitely love what you're doing, and I mean, good luck with it all.
Thank
And
you.
I really hope it does get as much attention as it deserves.
Sure.
And so my last question for you is, because I know I can nitpick your brain till forever, but this may be the first time, and definitely not the last time I have you on the podcast.
Okay.
Many more, like, you know, conversations that will happen.
Sure.
But my main question would be, what is kind of your, I know you're looking to grow sequences into 2024 and have like the official opening and all that. But what is your own, I would say, personal aspiration at this point, from where you're at, and what are you looking to grow and work on yourself?
Okay, so I need to come back to my discipline. I'm not disciplined right now because I'm just going with the flow, so I don't stress myself and I don't reach burnout.
Okay.
So I want to bring my routine back. Like, I don't have a regular practice. It's whenever I can get a practice in. I want to go back to the gym. I need to go do my mental health checks with my psychologist. I used to do that once a month. That was part of the sequence.
Amazing. Okay.
So like I need to bring my routine back, and I need to focus on business development.
Okay.
So, and I need to, like, everyone's telling me, like, you need to detach from sequences.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's a baby now. Once it walks, I'll
Then
let it go. Then
yeah.
I'll take a step back and let it, you know, go.
Yeah.
And so it's just like my self-development that, and I need to read more. I miss reading.
Oh yeah, I started reading recently, and honestly, it's done wonders for me. Like, I used to be very on and off, but I was never able to sit still for long enough or have the time even to like read. But I found another way to do it. If I can't sit and read the book, Audible. Audible is my, like, you know, saving grace.
I wish
Because
I
I'm
could
always
do
on the
that.
road. You know, I just don't have time. I don't have time to sit and read. And once I get home, I pretty much eat and go to sleep. You know, so I feel like in our busy lives, if you have a busy life, you know, there are so many good books out there and full of information. I'm not the kind that listens to, you know, like stories and fluffs and whatever. I'm not into that, you know. Like, I would rather watch a movie, you know. But if it's like, I love to learn, you know, and self-develop through books, through people who have been through it all. Like, for example, like I was just telling, I don't remember who, I think it was Gazelle or Remy or Dania as well. Like, they've been on as well. And I was telling them that Mo Gaudet, I don't know if you know him, he's an Egyptian ex-Google CEO or CFO or something like that. And his books are incredible. And his mission is to make 1 billion people happy. And it keeps growing.
Okay.
And it all started, like, again, I don't want to get into it, but I'll let you like venture into like his books. But his inspiration was his long lost kid who passed away. And that is how he started his mission. And it was just like, you know, how you're trying to get the energy of your grandma through you and spread that to the world. he is trying to spread that happiness and love from his child, who was always happy and loved the world and so content. He's trying to do that on behalf of his son, so he feels so responsible. So so like my whole point is that books can teach you so much, and it helps you with discipline too. You know, so
the books I've been reading so far is basically like how businesses started.
Okay.
And like a lot of my business coaches, I have a few, they're always telling me, remember the what. Like we always say, set your intention.
Yes.
But business-wise, it's remember why you're doing it.
Exactly.
Remember the why always, and
because it'll help you keep
it,
going. Yeah.
and don't change it.
Yeah.
Because if it changes, it affects the structure of your business.
100%.
So
And lose track.
but everything I've been watching has to do with like startups. Or I've been meeting people that own businesses and they're selling their business because they're retiring. So
Wow.
the type of people I'm meeting and speaking to, I'm just like, okay, good. This is what I need right now. So
Like surround yourself with the right people that help inspire you and see where you're going to and how it ended up for some people who have already been on that path.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Aisha.
Thank you for
having me.
having
It's been an absolute pleasure having
Finally,
you.
we did
Yes,
it.
I know. Woohoo!
People knew.
Exactly. If only. But I'm so glad you made it.
Thanks.
You're a beautiful soul.
Thank you.
And this friendship is very special to me. And I hope I have you on here definitely a lot more.
And we need to have you a sequence.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like you'll find me there very, very soon, and then I'll be addicted, and then you'll probably tell me, "Sorry, stop coming."
No.
Once I get addicted to something, that's it, you know. But yeah, it's been a pleasure having you on H and F over coffee, and stay tuned for more, everybody. Bye.
Bye. We did it.
Yeah.
Woo! We did it.
Woohoo! My girl.